Thank you, karibu sana. This is your show, Minister's Show, only on Champions TV, empowering people. Today we are humble and we are excited as we invite man of God, Prophet Dennis Hall, who has been a blessing to many people. He has come all the way from Ghana, and he came to Kenya in the year 2011, and he has a story how he started the ministry, and we shall hear more from him. Welcome, man of God.
God bless you, sir.
Welcome. We like, this is your camera. You greet people, and then you can tell them more about you.
Thank you. I say very good morning to everyone watching us this time around, and I say God bless everyone. This is Prophet Dennis, and I'm glad to be in your studios, and I'm glad to share what God has been doing and how things began here on your studio.
Thank you, Prophet Dennis Hall. Your church is located at Adams Arcade. You can tell us, even our viewer, how you came to Kenya and how you had the voice of God so that you can have the confidence to start the ministry in Kenya.
Oh, thank you so much. First and foremost, I would say I came to Kenya probably around 2011, yes, when we were having a program in Lagos, that is Nigeria, and there was one Kenyan minister who was part of it, and it was a very mega program. Actually, about that program, I wasn't part of the guest speakers, but a friend of mine whose friend was having that meeting decided that we should pass by. And when we passed by, not knowing, he has already told the friend much about me. So when we got there, the friend now told me that I should come the next day to have 1 hour of the meeting. So we had people from the US, from the UK, from Holland, and one was from here in Kenya. What happened was when I had just the 1 hour, he asked me to continue the meeting, and in fact I ended up becoming the main speaker of the meeting.
The meeting was in Nairobi, or?
It was in Lagos, Nigeria. So I ended up becoming the main speaker.
In Lagos now?
In Lagos. Okay. And he had to give me another 2 weeks extra to finish to do extra program with them. And that was when we decided, I came with one Nigerian whose name is Jide. So we came, and actually we were coming to just begin something for that friend of mine. And we came, and there was no commitment, so we have to go back. And I had the opportunity to be preaching for 1 or 2 churches. And I preached in Kawangware for JRC, where God used me so massively. And in fact, it was my first time of giving a prophecy about Kenya's discovery of oil. Yes, and I told them a lot about Kenya and what God was, the kind of mind God had for this country. And all this while, it wasn't in my mind to start up something here. In fact, if I had to even begin something, it would have been Nigeria or any other country. But I think Kenya was the least in my mind. It wasn't something that I planned. And it was in that meeting that the pastor have had, the wife for 12 years without an issue. So the very day I stepped on the pulpit and I told the pastor, you have had, you have been married for 12 years without an issue. And 9 months from the day I'm speaking, your wife will conceive and deliver a baby boy. So exactly 9 months, the wife delivered that baby boy. And
what you had prophesied.
What I had prophesied, and in fact, the prophecy was into details. Yes, but I came back. He brought me back to Kenya to have another meeting with them. I came. I went back, and I.
This time you are going back to Lagos, or you are going back to?
I was in Ghana. Actually, I was in Ghana, so I went back to Ghana. Lagos, Nigeria, I used to just go and have a program. I'm invited all the time to preach there. And I go there, and I was invited back again to Kenya. And some ministers got to know me. And since then I was being invited, and the last time I was invited was in 2010 when we were having a program at a prophetic gathering at All Saints Cathedral. Okay. Yeah, so I came. In fact, actually, that was the period I prophesied about the Garissa attack, that it was going to happen. And it was in 2011 or so that I gave a prophecy. Yeah, I came back 2012, sorry. 2011 that I gave a prophecy about this woman who got the Nobel Peace Award. Is it Margaret? Something. When I've forgotten the name. About her death, what was going to happen. Yeah. And Wangari. Yeah, I even mentioned her name whilst I was ministering. I said, whoever knows her should tell her that this is what I have seen. And it just happened, you see. It just happened. But I got the lead afterwards. And the Lord just asked me to come to Kenya to start up something here. Yeah.
Viewer, you are continue watching our minister show, or your minister show, only on Champions TV, empowering people. Today we have Prophet Dennis Hall, all the way from Accra, Ghana, and he has been a blessing this country. He is also one of our preachers in the TV programs, and I am your host, Kenywa Wairato. As we continue to know him better, don't touch the dial. This is your channel, and it will surely be a blessing. Continue, Prophet, how you managed to be in Kenya and how you got a space to continue preaching.
And when God was sending me to Kenya, in fact, there's one thing I know about God, and there's a level of my faith. And it's not that I even gathered money to come. And when God asked me to come, to cut it short.
And in Ghana, I would like to know if you had a church or you just prophesy in different churches.
Actually, the itinerary time was not giving me, the chance. And I am the type that who was not in the rush to begin something without hearing the voice of God. Because everything that I was doing, I wanted to hear God speak first before I take the lead. But the name of the church was given to me by God since 1996. That is when I had the name of the church.
This Great Unction World Chapel.
The Great Unction Worldwide Chapel was given to me in 1996.
Back in 1996.
96.
96, when you are still in Ghana.
When I was still in Ghana. That is when God gave me the name of that ministry. And to my surprise, it has become a unique name. If you go to Google, you won't find it anywhere. So it has become a unique name, that's Great Unction Worldwide Chapel. You don't see it like...
And how did this come in your vision or your idea?
Every prophet, there are 3 ways you hear from God, as is even indicated in the Bible. So he speaks to you in dreams and in visions, and you can hear. You understand? So I heard it. That is, it was in my hearing. And we have 2 ways of hearing from God, the audibility of it and the inner hearing. So that is when God gave me the name. But I wanted to, begin a ministry, you need to hear from God one, then you need to know where God is sending you. I hope you understand. People begin ministry by just beginning like that. They don't know what to do. And they just find any place and they begin. And you end up struggling in the ministry. And you begin to think whether God truly called you or not. But I wanted to hear the accuracy from God, that where God wants me to go. So all this while, God was preparing me, but I was just moving from one country to the other because my invitation was too much that I'm always preaching. So that was it. But when the Lord asked me to come to Kenya, I had to follow the lead. And as I was saying, not that I gathered money to come. In fact, when I was coming to Kenya, I did not have even 1,000 shillings, which is like $10. So I told my wife and one pastor and a wife that we are gathered praying, and I said, one thing I believe God is when he sends you, he lets somebody to meet you. God will provide. So we came here empty. And the good thing here is someone even bought our ticket from Kenya here. The person bought my wife and myself our ticket to come. And when we came, I'm telling you, we have never regretted. God has been so, so good to us.
Thank you. We shall continue from there as we come back from the break. Thank you, our viewer. This is your Minister's Show. I am your host, Kenyo Wairato. You can continue communicating to us through the numbers in your screen. Also, you can tweet us through the Twitter handle, Champions TV Kenya, also Facebook, Champion TV Kenya, and we shall get your feedback. Thank you as we continue with your Minister's Show.